Hi Alex, thanks for having me on this show. At the very bottom of my list, I got Holger Rune, followed by Alexander Zverev, who lost 14 of his last 60 matches against top 10 players. And at sixth place, I have Stefanos Tsitsipas, sadly, because I feel like he's one of the best players of this field, actually on indoor hard court. He got a huge serve. I just like his overall package with the great net play and his mental strength, but this is just based on recent events and results. So yeah, I had to place him here. Then at fifth position, I got actually Carlos Alcaraz, and I know people will torch me for that, but his match against Safiullin just hasn't been great. His second serve is just not really good for indoor hard court. I'm looking forward to him at this event. I think he's going to be better, obviously, than in his recent match against Safiullin, but I couldn't rate him higher. And at fourth, I have Andrei Rublev, always solid on indoor hard court. Then, bronze medaille, as we would say in German, I have Daniil Medvedev. I'm really looking forward to his 100th match against Alexander Zverev. No, I'm actually not. On second place, I have Jannik Sinner, whom I really like to watch on indoor hard court. I'm really looking forward to his match against Novak Djokovic, whom I actually got on first place. Who would have thought? Not me.
Play.
It's that moment in the year again. Can't believe it's another year since the last ATP Finals in Turin, and yeah, here we are again. So power rankings, here we go. Number 8, the man who says that winning this tournament is more important than winning a Grand Slam, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Some of you might think, well, that's a little bit harsh given that he was in the semi-finals last week in Paris, winning 250 all year and not really making too much of an impression at many tournaments since Australia means that he comes in at number 8 for me. Anyway, also, by the way, I think Tsitsipas' sort of head-to-heads against players such as Rune, Alcaraz and Djokovic means it's going to be a tough ask for him to make it out of the group. Of course, the group, by the way, which will be drawn today as I record it in a couple of hours from now, but they haven't been drawn yet. And of course, this could have a slight influence on our power rankings, but listen, I'm going for it this way anyway. Number 7 on my list. John, count backwards. 7 on my list has to be Alexander Zverev. Again, similar reasons to Tsitsipas, but I think his form at the beginning of the Asia swing and also US Open, he made more of an impression there. I think he can trouble. It's kind of, sometimes when I'm making these lists, it's also like, how are you going to get on against Novak? How are you going to get on against Carlos? I think against Novak he can probably trouble him slightly more than Stefanos can, but still number 7 on the list. Anyway, let's get through this. Number 6. This was a tough one for me. Some of you might think I've placed Holger Rune too high at number 6, but actually I was considering him at number 5, and I went for the number 5 because of something recent that happened, and that changed my mind. But listen, number 6, Holger Rune. Again, I think when you're looking lower down the risk, again, it's kind of like, what can this player do if they're in the same group as Novak, or if they play Novak in the semi-finals? And Holger Rune, 2-2 head-to-head, could have beaten him in Paris recently. I know he barely won a match after Wimbledon this year, but for me, a power ranking has to be, what could they do? What are they likely to do? Well, I don't think he'll get out of the group, because I just think his form hasn't been good enough. But let's just say he's in the same group as Novak, and he beats Novak. You're basically 1 foot in the semi-finals, they're off. So for me, he's number 6. Number 5, Andrei Rublev. Okay, I told you that I was not sure whether to go for Rublev or Rune, but I've gone Ruby because of his performance last week, and also because it was also against Novak. And I know that's my gauge, basically, for a lot of this power rankings. So yeah, I think his performances in Paris and really throughout the year on both hard and clay have told me he is capable of easily getting out of the group, and therefore he's number 5. Number 4 on my list is This was a tricky one, but ultimately I went for Daniel Medvedev, primarily because of his head-to-head recently changing against Yannick Sinner. Medvedev will still go into this tournament among the favourites. Of course, he's won it before, hard court specialist. I don't think the speed of the courts in Turin will trouble him too much in terms of it being a fast-paced court. We know how he wasn't too keen on Indian Wells with it being a bit slow and a bit gritty, but Turin no problem, although he didn't get out of the group last year, but of course it was mighty close with 3 third set tie breaks, and his form this year was much better than 2022. So he's number 4. But number 3 on my list is Yannick Sinner, and the main reason is I just think that arguably he's the best, most informed player on the tour. You know, maybe I'm being a bit generous towards Carlos Alcaraz, who's number 2 on the list, bearing in mind he's not shown a lot of form post-Wimbledon, really, despite getting to the final in Cincinnati in the semi-final of the US Open. But of course there he lost to Medvedev in a kind of a jarring defeat, and he's had a few more sort of shocking defeats since then, or surprising defeats since then. Nevertheless, Carlos Alcaraz, his ceiling, his capability, his year has still been phenomenal, even if it's had a slightly disappointing end to it. But it may yet, of course, have an incredible silver lining should he go on to lift the title in Turin. I mean, pretty much the number 1 has gone for him now. I think Novak just needs to get 1 win, and 1 being the magic number. Novak Djokovic, I think, is an inarguable number 1 on this power ranking list. Won the top tournament last year. He's the world number 1. He won 3 out of the 4 Grand Slams, and it was very close to being a calendar year slam. And his form is still there. These courts are fine for him. Do I need to make a case for Novak Djokovic? Not really. So herein ends my power rankings for the ATP Tour Finals 2023. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
Are we live? I guess we're live.
Yes. Yes, we're live.
Hello, Mario.
Hi.
Yeah, we will be watching Humbert, Alexander Shevchenko, Metz final. We've just had a stream of Adrian Manarino beating Jack Draper in Sofia, and now we have Humbert, Alexander Shevchenko. So who will be the French number 1? Will Adrian Manarino be in the top 20 at the end, or is it actually going to be Humbert? And I see that they have already started.
Yeah, I mean, it's another match that can be potentially can be very interesting because we know that Humbert is really ending his year on a very, very, very high note. Indeed, as you mentioned, he can end the year even in the top 20 if he wins today this final. And Shevchenko playing a very good level of tennis basically almost all the year, and getting a reward by playing a final on the main tour, and In my opinion, there also is the possibility that actually their game will match up pretty well, and we can really enjoy this one.
Yeah, I think Shevchenko should have every chance to win here. Obviously, his route to the final has been a little weirder, I guess. You have the Kachanov win, but then you have three guys who are outside the top 200. Is Valkos outside? Yeah, he is outside the top 200.
Mhm.
But it's not like he hasn't done this before in Basel in the 2 weeks or so ago. I mean, he beat Fritz, he beat Wawrinka, he
Mhm.
almost beat Oželj Sim, the eventual champion, was serving for the match and had a match point. And I think if he just is able to control his nerves, he should enjoy himself pretty okay here. Probably not generally one of the players who will struggle that much against the lefty, since he has such strong backhand defense. And also, with just how he's been performing on serve, he probably shouldn't be falling behind all that much to Humbert. Although, obviously, serve advantage is definitely with one
Mhm.
guy here.
Yes, we've just seen Humbert holding easily his service game, his first service game. Yeah, just a little bit wanted to ask you about
Uh-huh.
the match that has just finished. Manarino has won third title this year. Uh, uh, wow, wanted to know wanted to know your opinion, since I didn't have the chance of following that match.
Draper Manarino. I ended up watching it from the first set tiebreak,
Mhm.
so I didn't really have a clue on the first set. But after that, in the second, after he fell like a break behind early, Manarino kind of lost his focus completely. He was sort of done with the set.
Mhm.
So I think he did well to recover, keep putting Draper in like really uncomfortable spots in the third. This is what he loves. Allowing sort of with this flatter hitting and the angles, not allowing Draper much wiggle room, and just forcing him to take these very risky openings time and time again. He also fired a beautiful forehand return winner to get that break in the third set.
Mhm.
Draper basically went for this sliced serve out wide, of course, on the outside, like every lefty a lot of the time. And Manarino punished him for that at least twice. And third title this year, clearly the best season of his career. And it's really impressive. And we're talking of a player who is just so unique in terms of his ball striking, in terms of even his character. And just the way he outmaneuvers his opponents is so rare. But I think it's great to see that we still have that sort of variance in terms of play, because, I think in the last few years, probably tennis has on the men's side become a little bit more about the power, but now you have someone like Adrian Manarino still doing really well.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe about the power, and also, if not really that power, at least the ability of being super solid, like, let's say, the Medvedev Zverev baseline game. That kind of tennis also is also rewarding quite a lot lately. And yeah, Manarino is definitely a guy that is able to bring on the table something different. And just being able to do this at a good level can really be uncomfortable, especially for some players who still have not that much of experience on the very big stages. And Manarino is always a player that forces you to, if playing at a good level like this year, forcing you to really test yourself in your game. You really have a clue on, in my opinion, on also on your path, or how well you are maturing, because he's a guy you need to really beat, and also adapting to what he is going to bring to the match.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, absolutely, yeah. I was sort of thinking of how would Shevchenko play Manarino, for example, just a second ago, because I feel like Shevchenko just enjoys himself in all of these matchups, like against Kachanov and Fritz, where like the baseline rhythm is very exactly what he enjoys. There's a lot of high intensity, quick rallying, whereas Manarino just sort of steps away from that, and perhaps it's no wonder that he beat him this year in straight sets. But that was also on grass, where of course Shevchenko is kind of well, he didn't even focus on it this year. I mean, he literally played one match at Wimbledon, so it's not like they played in favorable conditions to him. I mean, quite clearly the other way around. But I think if Manarino played Shevchenko here, I would be really optimistic in regards to the Frenchman's chances. Shevchenko might be an example of a guy who would have a very hard time against that sort of magician type of game. You have the trumpets, very different to the Sofia final, because there it was quite kind of quiet most of the time. Now I just keep hearing the mother trumpets in my earphones. Okay, I finally finished this one thing that I needed to do. Hopefully, you didn't hear too much of the typing, because apparently my keyboard here, when I don't have the full setup, gave a fair bit of noise. But anyway, one more thing to be done. Okay, so I see that Shevchenko was 1530, but comes up with a good serve to keep himself from falling into trouble.
Okay.
Oh, Mario was on mute. Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
yeah, I didn't notice at all.
Fair. And there's an unforced error from Shevchenko on the backhand side to give Humbert the first breakpoint of the match. We'll see. I mean, he's definitely a touch less tighter at the beginning, touch more tight at the beginning of this match, which is kind of understandable, and also doesn't have like a obvious way to win points, I guess, compared to Humbert. We'll see how that works out. But that's a great return from the Frenchman, hitting really deep at Shevchenko's feet. No way to react. And now it's 3-1 up. Humbert.
Yeah, we have the
Starting this
break.
one on a very high note.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah, I mean, was probably also the probably the most informed player among the ones who were starting this draw, Humbert. But also, I even before this week, I kind of had the feeling that this was a bit meant to be Humbert's week, also playing in, in the tournament of closest to his home, getting all these wins lately, and finally coming this in a tournament that he can legit things to win. So I was expecting a good week from him.
Yeah,
And so
interestingly,
far,
his Metz record was kind of poor, actually, right?
yeah,
1v4.
he it was poor, yeah, right. But let's say that I didn't give that much of attention to that because I had this feeling that this year the story was a little bit different from his side, the way he was playing, facing also the moments on the court, and also I also think that there was no real reason for him to not being able to to play at a decent level here. But yeah, right now he's so far he's playing very well also today.
Yeah, another lightning fast hold.
Mhm.
So ace down the T. Shevchenko tries to go cover the out wide direction, and
Yeah, he still
cannot.
has to lose a point. So after
On his
three,
own serve. Okay,
yeah, after 3 service games.
maybe he's gonna do a Hissler. Since recently, Hissler did that against Policzak in the first round in Ismaning.
Mhm. Yeah, I saw. I read your tweets, so I'm aware of what happened in what happened there. Yeah.
Mario is aware of what's happening in Ismaning. If you want to be aware of what is gonna be happening in Danderyd from tomorrow, or however it's read in
Sure.
Swedish, I don't know. You guys know where to find me. I actually have to check how it's, how you're supposed to read it. Maybe it's just Danderyd. I mean, Swedish sometimes, from what I can hear so far, in like the train station or something, it actually is somewhat similar, I would say. A lot of the time to how I would pronounce it, just via intuition. But sometimes there's just wild thing happening. Danderyd, that's how they call it in the Wikipedia. So I'm gonna go with that. Danderyd.
Very good.
Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, I mean, we always have to use our chances to learn new things.
Yeah. My Swedish experience is definitely okay so far, although I cannot access my credit card in grocery shops. So I'm eating McDonald's all day. And I'm actually going to take a bite now because, I have to. This is a triple duty stream. But I'm going to
Yeah.
try to mute myself for the biting. So you guys can thank me later.
Yeah, so Shevchenko trying to stay into this first set, trying to hold his now 30 love, as we see on the screen, because yeah, I'm still 15 love, but no, I mean, definitely I can see how Humbert can create issues in Shevchenko's game, but still I think that he has the chances to settle and to try improve his level. Also for example, even in Boston, we had a great show of Shevchenko at times, giving us also this kind of roller coaster, able to getting up the level. Let's see. It will also depend by Humbert, because right now he's playing very, very solid, and not only today, but usually lately. But of course, we're still at the beginning. First of all, Shevchenko will need to win a point on return.
Yeah, someone on my Twitter recently commented that he loves watching Shevchenko matches because it feels like anytime he's playing, it's just gonna be close. Whoever he plays against. Is it Taylor Fritz? Is it Karen Cachado?
Yeah.
Or is it Marcello Serafini who almost beat him in Genoa, I think? on whoever. I mean, he lost to Daily Blanche this year, for example. So there is some merit to it. Of course, it doesn't hold up every single time. He's had easy wins. He's had also straightforward losses, but there is some merit to the fact that he sort of cannot fully separate his level from the quality of the opponent, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. For the fans, it's not a bad thing, because I think everyone is going to quite enjoy a close tennis match while he got the point here. So we are 15-all. It was actually a long rally with Humbert missing the forehand down the line after, but there were a lot of shots. I didn't count them, but it was a long rally.
Yeah, I'm finally done with the eating. Hopefully by tomorrow I'm gonna be able to figure something out. I don't know. I contacted my bank. We'll see. Because if I have to leave on McDonald's the whole week, that's not gonna end well for me.
Probably not.
It's actually surprisingly it's not as expensive as I thought, so at least that's good. But yeah, I'm hoping that this is the only day when I have to do this, and just tomorrow I'm gonna have to that they're just gonna unlock my card or whatever. I don't actually know what's the issue. Anyway, there was this 1 point for Shevchenko, indeed, a long rally where he eventually got the error from Humbert, but as long as Humbert is able to keep the points nice, sweet, short, as he's just done now, he is doing really well so far here.
Yeah, right. He has also this ability to mix also the serve pretty well. If the points are going to be short and short, probably is going to be the favorite even more in this one. Yeah, but it's also what you we're saying it that for Shevchenko can be a bit difficult, because Humbert, I mean, there can be also some long rallies, but overall it's not that kind of player that gives you all this rhythm, this like the Kachanov matchup. So
he's not just gonna trade with you off the ground for 20 minutes. He's actually gonna step in and take that forehand earlier and win the game. So of course it actually hasn't been that lopsided despite the 5-2, but one weaker game and it seems like maybe the set is done.
Yeah, especially because so far Humbert hasn't faced any real issue on his own serve. Yeah, he lost 2 points here, but was never down, and at least it was 15-all, 40-30. So nothing particularly dangerous. Indeed, 21 minutes. We are quite close, it seems. Humbert is just 1 game away. The scoreline is, I don't know if you can see it also on our screen, but the scoreline is 5-2 for Hugo Humbert in the first set. Someone was asking us in a comment.
Yeah, I saw that. 5-2 indeed.
We switched to Google. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on tennis TV. Probably I'm 1 point behind, but yeah, because on our TV it's all Billie Jean King Cup this week.
Yeah. Oh, there's a reason for it.
Well, I mean, of course, also the fact that the also the team is doing well. The draw has not been that harsh on them, on Team Italy, I mean, but it's also a reward because this year, the players have grown very well, reaching a good ranking, especially Paolini. So, of course, there is, there is happiness for them, and also, of course, now the curiosity of the second semi-final, who's going to win. I see Czech Republic as the main favorite, of course. They are a super strong team, but it's still a very big result after 10 years. Here there is again a little bit of a trouble, probably. Humbert written really well here.
Yeah, there's a challenge from Shevchenko, and it seems like it's gonna give him the point. Serve was initially called out. How is Sumit Nagal almost like about to make a indoor hard challenger final? Can you explain that to me?
Yesterday was playing Rusuvuori, and saw that he retired. He was already down in the score. I saw, even if I don't know if he already had probably some. I don't know. I felt that he should have won that one. So I was aware of the score, and I was also a little bit surprised. But it's tennis. You can have good feelings and adapt your game better than expected at times. So let's see how it's going to turn out this week.
Yeah, it's definitely quite wild. I mean, the guy had 5 challengers on indoor hard in his career, and he only won 1 match.
Yeah.
Ramontville 2019 against Kevin King. Most of the time, getting maybe destroyed is a stretch, but he wasn't losing to David Goffin or something. No, not really. But he did pretty okay at the Asian Games recently, which I think were indoors, and also in Basel qualies he almost beat Dominic Kepfer. So it's not completely out of nowhere, but still.
No, that's right. But still, probably a little bit surprising in these terms.
Yeah, what a run it's going to be if he beats Stefano Travagliano. He's going to serve for the match, which admittedly in Sumit Nagal's case doesn't really matter if he's serving or not. But it's probably still better than facing the Travaglia serve.
Yeah, so here we're actually at a clue point, since Humbert is serving for it, and so far he only lost 2 points on serve. Yeah, so far is doing quite well. Also mixing the second serve, even if Shevchenko is he's also a little bit erratic here. Could have, he probably rushed a little bit too much in going for the down the line with the backhand and missed it. Very love, so we are 2 points away.
Yeah, most of the time he's just doing a very good job keeping these points free for shots long, really. Maybe not right now, because he did keep it free for shots long. It wasn't the first error of his that made it like that, but
Yeah, but he's doing, so far he's doing exactly what Humbert, he's doing what he needs to do in order to create issues in for Shevchenko, not letting him, finding also the pace, starting finding consistency, and that can be one of the main keys today.
yeah. Again, like the weapons are just doing the damage so far. The serve, he hasn't lost a first. He hasn't lost a point on first serve yet, and he very quickly takes this set. Like what, 30 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, 6-3. Humbert is 3 love. The main tour final he played so far. Even if he hasn't played the final in a long time on the main tour, since the last one was in Halle 2021. But winning the first set, he's close to keeping his record clear. Yeah, I mean, he is also kind of a big time player, since also, he has quite a good record also against the top 10 opposition. He is one of these guys who he's able to bring his top game also in the big occasion, maybe match against a top player or a final. So far he's often has been able to do so in his career, and that's also why he's always a player to keep an eye on if he's in decent form like he is right now.
And that's it. Sumit Nagal in the final of Helsinki. Yeah, all lefty final with Corentin Moutet. Not exactly the lineup that anyone would have expected, but that's what it is. Travaglia was also 4-0 against Nagal. I mean, all of these matches on clay, but still. You actually would think that indoors should help Stefano in this matchup, not hurt him, but well.
Well, should have been.
That's been.
Yeah, it's also the score a little bit surprising also, because it really was kind of straightforward in Nagal's favor.
Roach, did you guys have Draper winning or knew Manarino would win? No, I mean, neither. Like, I didn't know who was gonna win. It's impossible to. So yeah, not really. I don't think I had much of a prediction for that one, to be honest with you. It's not like with Humbert Shevchenko, where you kind of have a clear favorite, even though it doesn't have to be super easy. But Draper wasn't as much of a favorite, definitely not.
No, I think that it was a pretty even in the predictions. Probably also, given Manarino's here, probably even if I had to give a 51-52, probably I would have even given it to to Manarino in this one, but it was, in my opinion, it was pretty even before the match. So that kind of match that you are not shocked if wins one of the other player. It was super possible, both the cases. Okay, so Shevchenko held to start in the second set. Yeah, so far the match scheme has been pretty easy because the service games have been pretty quick, except for that one which Shevchenko got broken, and that really made a difference in the end in the first set. Yeah, so I'm also interested in knowing if Shevchenko is going to be able to create a little bit more troubles for the Frenchman.
Yeah, obviously he is serving first this set, Shevchenko, and will be just so vital for him to keep up that pressure on Humbert. Maybe at some point something shakes up, who knows. So far there hasn't really been an opportunity on the Frenchman's serve. He's just been way too clean for that.
Even because it's a bit lethal if he's going to make mistakes like this one when he's able to enter the rally in a return game. He really has to try as possible to avoid these kind of early mistakes. Not that it's going to be easy, that's for sure, but
Yeah, and another super quick game, one to love. So he still is
yes.
at 100% on his first serve. And just not really allowing Shevchenko to play his brand of tennis. Although, yeah, again, if Shevchenko can just keep holding, maybe something comes up, who knows.
Yeah, very, very good also changing direction with the forehand. Yeah, so far he he is flying in his service game really well.
Yeah, just clinical. Not much really that he had to do. Like that was extraordinary, but he's just executing all of these short points very well, not giving Shevchenko any time to breathe and any opportunity to potentially threaten.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a sweet backhand down the line for Shevchenko. Finally, a moment of his magic, which I think he was kind of desperate for.
Yeah, he let's see if these winners can help his confidence, trying to let his level grow and try to keep up in the second set. Probably, yeah. So far, Humbert is doing he's doing very well on his service games, but serving first can also maybe let you to try to play your returns game with a little bit of pressure. Man United playing crap.
Is
We
John in the
feel,
chat?
yeah.
Yeah.
But they scored. I saw they scored. At least that.
Is it like 1-8?
No, it's one. They are up in the score 1-0, 1-0.
Well, actually, they're not. Oh no, they are. They just scored. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I had this. I mean, they are not facing the best Premier League team, but a win is a win. If it's a win.
Sixth in the table. Nothing horrible yet. Think of it like that, John. You could have been a Chelsea fan. What would you have done then?
Nothing more painful right now.
Is this the moment for Shevchenko? Because he finally has a rally which he's sort of controlling on the Humbert serve. But actually pretty good scrambling there for from the 20 whatever year old. I just wanted to do that again, and I again don't know, like 24 or 5, right? But anyhow,
Humbert.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, Humbert is 98 born, I think.
Okay, 25
So it should be
is good then.
25.
25 then is good. Yeah, he actually turned defense into offense really well here, and
Yeah, right.
that was a point that Shevchenko will be like, okay, I should have won that. I should be winning rallies like this, but so far he's not, and it's not like these points have been, frequent. They're just
Yeah, at times he tried to do something more, especially with the backhand, and it hasn't always paid so far. Sometimes he made a couple of avoidable mistakes, but probably that is the right way today, because if not, Humbert knows exactly what he needs to do, and so far he is also able to expressing a good level. So yeah, these are those kind of rallies that can, probably, because it was just the first point, but probably give, something different to the game. For example, here Humbert missed with a backhand. We are 30-15. Who knows what could have been?
Did Shevchenko make this? I guess I don't think so. There was a return that, if it went in, it would have been lucky. But I don't think it did. Yeah. So
No.
Humbert
I haven't seen the. No, I was not talking about. I was still talking about the first point of the game. Yeah. Now I watch the return.
Yeah. I guess this was a bit of a game where we were finally like, okay, so maybe this is where Shevchenko
Yeah, exactly.
does some damage. There was this one point which he actually lost, and that's basically where this ended.
Yeah, I was exactly talking about that.
We are he is kind of desperate here for anything. on the Humbert serve. As there was a game when he got to 30, but
Yeah, it also probably could have done also a little bit more. A couple of, not really well hit second serves return. But yeah,
and even
so
in these longer rallies, I mean, Humbert is now basically managing to outplay Shevchenko a lot of the time.
yeah, that's right.
Here with this backhand down the line stunner, just basically ending the point there, even though he still needed to put the ball away.
Yeah, so far, it seems like we are playing the Humbert's game. What Humbert kind of decided to do in the point, even in this rally, changing down the line, then coming for closing it with that sort of drop shot. Here, a good backhand. Yeah, but it's not, the feelings that it's not continuous. There are some here and there some some good points, but overall Humbert seems like he's able to do what he wants.
Yeah, and even when Shevchenko sort of had him where he wanted him here, he just doesn't really know what to do, how to end the point. He goes for this dropper, which just sits up way too high. And now he is in actual real big trouble.
Yeah, we can say big since he already lost the first set, and now we have 2 break points. Yeah, probably you saw that before when you said big trouble. I was.
That's true. I can make incredible forecasts here,
Yeah, you're right.
I will try to change maybe to a stream that's more in line with yours. I didn't realize before that there was a big difference. Where's Shevchenko here?
Yeah, he just saved the break point. The first break point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more like it, I guess. He did force that forehand error out of Humbert on the first breakpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a pretty cheap error on the next one. Yeah, the other stream I have would be like way behind yours. So there's no middle ground.
Yeah, well, don't worry.
I'll try to limit the spoilers.
Just curious, does Shevchenko has a chance to beat Humbert?
It's not looking great for him, but you always have a chance. But yeah, it's not looking great for him. Definitely not. He has been Humbert has been the better player, like by a country.
Oof. Okay, he got the point, but yeah, he's laughing. He built the point really well, but this drop shot was yeah, he could have just closed the point in a different way. But still now he has a game point in what would be a great old. Or if not great, important. And yes, it is a hold. So 4 straight points for him since 1540. And now he is 3-2 up. Was really, really close to fall a set and a breakdown, but he has managed to survive.
Yeah, and to sort of add to my travel issues the past 2
Yeah.
days, I actually sprained my ankle going to the airport yesterday, but it's just a little swollen, so it's gonna be okay.
Are you fine?
Yeah, it's not like a full-on ankle
Okay,
roll
okay.
or whatever. It's just a little swollen, so it's okay. The bigger problems that I still worry about is, how I'm gonna buy groceries. But that, I think at this
Yeah,
point
that's
I'm
right.
probably gonna have to think of tomorrow, unless the bank maybe contacts me even today. We'll see, but I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, basically everything that could have gone wrong today did, but we are on
Yeah.
the stream. We are here. Nick also was supposed to watch that. I don't know if you know this story, but basically Nick was supposed to do that stream with Manarino and Draper.
Yeah.
And he did. He was there. He was there until the end, and kudos to him for that. But he actually didn't see a ball from this match because he thought that he was gonna have a way to watch it. He actually didn't.
Okay.
And then for the first set, Anastasia was like just basically telling him what's happening on the screen. Then
Wow.
I joined and we had a freeway conversation for a moment. Then I just stayed on with Nick, and then I was telling him what's
Okay.
happening while he was watching the scoreboard and just chatting
Yeah,
about
got it.
whatever tennis. So it's a miracle that we have pulled off that one. This one is of course much smoother, and then we're also, as you guys know, gonna have the ATP finals for you probably 10 minutes after the final here is done. We'll see.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah,
have
I
time
think, yes.
until 8 p.m. So unless there's a third set, it shouldn't be an issue whatsoever.
You are in Sweden?
Yeah, the same time.
Okay, so it's the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love here. Humbert is doing his job as, let's say, always so far in this match. Good for Shevchenko here, even if probably Humbert's choice was a little bit questionable during this rally. But Shevchenko found a great forehand down the line.
Yeah, again, that's a pretty stellar attacking point. Humbert just taking the racket out of Shevchenko's hands a little bit.
Yes, really, really good. And so 2 chances to hold after a very difficult one for Shevchenko here. Seems all fine for Humbert. Yeah. Means the return, so 3 games all.
Yeah, he's also covering all the angles at the net well. Not much that Shevchenko can really do with any of the passes so far. Pretty clinical, but it's still tennis. Maybe we'll see some turnaround. Maybe we'll just see one weaker moment.
No, I mean,
then
yes, as long
suddenly-
as Shevchenko manages to hold, even if
Yeah.
we're going to see it now. So far, I mean, the break is in the air. Let's say like this. But as long as it doesn't happen. Yeah, so after the last game, he was down 15-40. He's going to need another comeback here.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse by the minute for him as he's continuously struggling on his own service games and still not much to do about
Yes, exactly.
Humbert.
Yeah, so second straight game that, talking about Shevchenko's service games, that he has to face break points. The last occasion he saved both.
Well. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
because
first.
it's a bit of a shame for him, because it was a first part of the rally in which he seemed struggling, but then he found a really deep shot that could have
Yeah.
turned things around in this rally. Yeah, then basically missed the volley, and now Humbert is 2 holes away from winning his 4th career title.
Yeah, that forehand counter with like plenty of spin on it. Yeah, that was really good. And then he turned it around basically. But even when he was approaching that volley, you could see that. Yeah, it might get tricky. Of course, that's only really his fault. Especially as the first breakpoint was given to him by Humbert, essentially. And yeah, he misses that volley and most likely loses the match.
Thought it was probably still a little bit far away to pull off that drop volley. Well, yeah, see where he was, and then a racket got broken. Yeah, so far we had there's gonna be 20 sets. 20 sets, probably 20 games. But so far, I don't know if Humbert just manages to hold his next 2 service games, then we are not going to have 20, but 19. So you have to hope Shevchenko breaks back. If not here, later.
Yeah, are these the first cracks we really get from Humbert? Sort of. Now it's just
Yeah,
Shevchenko's
yeah.
chance to
It's first time that
capitalize.
he is down in the score of one of his service games.
Yeah, Shevchenko definitely feeling that this must be the moment, and we'll see how he handles it. Got a second serve to look at love 30. Yeah, you cannot do that.
Hmm. That was what you were talking about.
Yeah, second serve, pretty normal
Yeah, I
kick
mean,
there to the
and it
backhand.
has happened quite a lot in this second set, to be honest.
Yeah. But I can already tell you we'll have a rally next point. So
So I better be ready.
yeah. One of the guys who was not ready for this change of direction though.
Yeah, but still very good. At least in this point, it's been Humbert who has needed to to do something more.
Yeah, I guess. Shevchenko has been handed a
But
helping
it's
hand here, I guess. But
he Ghost is back with this false narrative.
which one? I'm gonna read it in a second. Although,
Breakpoint.
yeah, another cheap error that Humbert gave him to set up that breakpoint.
Yeah, not the best game of the match in terms of quality, but
There's gonna be
let
20 sets around games. Yeah, if it just sticks like that, it's not going to be right. Like if they just hold from here.
yeah, if they
Six
just
three
told no,
six four.
he
Yeah.
needs he or she needs to Shevchenko to break back.
Yeah. And then it's still not guaranteed, but it is if Shevchenko wins the fifth game.
No, yeah, that's for sure. He needs also to to
Consolidate.
they
Well,
need
but
to go 5 games all.
yeah, Shevchenko to win 5 games. Shevchenko is challenging this, but I think it's pretty clear that this was out. But yeah, this if Humbert cleans it up 6-3, 6-4, this is the game that Shevchenko will be looking at, because he did get a few cheap errors out of Humbert's racket here, and will he be able to capitalize on them? I guess we shall see, but obviously the breakpoints were missed.
Yeah, I mean, was a chance since Humbert hasn't played the best game of his match for the first time. Had more than one pretty poor shot, but still, I actually don't know how this point ends, so I won't talk. No, it's out. So, yeah, 5-3.
So is Ugo Humbert about to steal that top 20 finish from Adrian Manarino? What an
yeah,
asshole.
basically, 1 hour ago, Manarino stole that to Cerundolo, and now
Yeah.
he is one game away, Humbert, to steal that from Manarino.
Pretty wild that they both can win a title in this last week, and that's how the race sort of ends. If it indeed if that's how it will end, if there's no comeback here. This has been
Yeah,
a
that's
surprisingly entertaining race for French number one.
yeah, you're right.
Which doesn't matter, whatsoever. It's an
they
achievement
need
that
to have a trophy, so
yeah.
that we can. Yeah,
I
it
think we
was.
sort of invented that, we as a
Yeah, you're right.
tennis Twitter community, but that's fine. I was entertained. Are you not
Yeah, sure.
entertained?
Yeah, sure. But also because we always need new, new challenges, new things to look at.
Next year, the interesting race for who's the Jordanian number one, or
Yeah, since the race for the world number one is not finished, but probably he hasn't been that entertaining as expected. The race
yeah,
for
no.
French number one uh, has been definitely more entertaining.
Yeah, next year we are focusing on the race for Northern Mariana Islands number one. I only know one player, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna win it. Probably the only one ranked.
Oh, that's out. Okay, so. mm.
He's in the
And the
top
Man
400.
United, we are depending on the Man United.
Oh,
Rightfully so.
okay. Yeah, we can wait for Man United. As I said, I have
Yeah.
time
No, it's
until
not a big deal.
6. I have time until 8, so that doesn't really matter. Unless, of course, Shevchenko pulls off the comeback here, which
Yeah,
is
but
looking
even
somewhat
because
somewhat
Man United
unlikely.
is going to end in 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, Shevchenko could pull off the comeback and
Yeah, sure.
win the match.
Sure. We can. Even if now Humbert is 2 points away.
Yeah, I don't know what he's challenging that first serve for, because it was like miles out.
Yeah, probably he also hasn't really managed that well. Probably the tension of this occasion. I mean, Humbert, of course, he can play good, and but probably hasn't managed that well. Match point. I see now the match point.
Yeah, that one match point, of course, has been saved as Humbert throws
Yes.
out his return, but he will put enough pressure on Shevchenko to set up the next. I feel like Shevchenko is also like a little, lost mentally at this stage too.
Mm. Yeah, another one.
And what's happening, Mario? on your screen? Take us through it.
It ended. It just ended. Humbert falling on the ground, and that's a big end for his very good season.
Yeah, hometown hero Ugo Humbert claims the title, 4th ATP title, as Mario told you earlier. He hasn't lost one yet, so that's I think Auckland 2020, Antwerp 2020, Halle 2021, and now 2023.
Yeah.
Was this his best season? I think before winning Metz, you could probably argue that maybe it's not. I think now, yeah, probably
Yes.
what it was. And yeah, great campaign for him as a whole. I just think, from start to finish, really, maybe like the first month or so was a little like he still had decent results there. I mean, he made Australian Open round 3, right, or something like that. Maybe the
Yeah.
first 2 months weren't like anything special, let's say. But from that point onwards, winning these 2 challengers at 175s on clay, which previously was a surface, basically impossible for him. Then getting all of these top 10 wins, quarters in Beijing, quarters in Shanghai, semis in Basel, title Metz. This was a very strong finish to the season as well. So yeah, just overall great stuff. And he will finish the year in the top 20, while his compatriot Adrian Manarino will not.
Yeah. That's also also ending the year inside the top 20. It's also a big reward. A very big season for him. Winning also a title main tour now, the ATP 250 here. I guess that at this point, even if of course the Halle title is more important than this one, but I think that we can consider this one probably his best season. Probably a little bit disappointing has been given his overall form in this in this season. I remember watching the round 1 loss at the US Open, but also Berrettini played a good match. That one was not an easy
You know
draw
what,
for
Mario?
him. Yeah.
There's one thing that I have to tell you. We're gonna be talking about this on the ATP Weekly, I guess.
Okay.
Because if we keep talking about this here, what are we gonna talk
Yeah,
about
you're
at the
right.
ATP Weekly?
That's also right. Very emotional
So
here, I
let's
think.
get back to what you said, and of course to Humbert, to Draper, to Manarino, to Shevchenko, and also to previewing the ATP finals.
Yeah.
Sort
Yes,
of
that's
after a few
absolutely
days.
right.
Yeah, let's get back to that on the ATP Weekly, which
Sure.
is going to be pretty soon. Thank you, Jane, for the $5 donation. Appreciate it as always. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the ATP Weekly stream then. So this already getting $10 today from our wonderful subscribers. So again, thank you. And yeah, we'll see you on the
See you
first stream.
soon.
ATP Weekly. See you. Am I ending? No, John is there. So see you.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.